In the previous video, we have discussed the first step of the fertilization, that is the arrival of the sperm. There we have seen how the sperm moves in through the female genital tract and how it reaches up to the ampulla region of the fallopian tube. Now, there the female gamete is there, that is the secondary oocyte. Commonly we are using the term ovum, but actually it is the secondary oocyte. There we have discussed that out of 200 or 300 millions of sperm, only hundreds of sperms are able to reach up to the fallopian tube. Now the second step of the fertilization is the fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction. Now what is it that we will discuss now? Fertilizing is the chemical produced by the egg or the ovum. So it is produced by egg or ovum. Fertilizing is the chemical or the molecules produced by the egg or the ovum. And this fertilizing, they have the spermophilic site. They have spermophilic sites. That means these are the molecules released by the egg or the ovum which are having very strong affinity for the sperm as they are having the spermatophilic site. We can see in this diagram that if it is the membrane of the secondary oocyte, then on the membrane of the secondary oocyte, some chemicals or the molecules are present like this. These are the fertilizing molecules, and these fertilization molecules are having the spermophilic site. So this is the spermophilic site, this is the spermophilic site, and this one is the spermophilic site. Similarly, some other sites are also there which are having this spermophilic sites. Now, out of the hundreds of the egg sperms which has reached up to the fallopian tube, now when they will come in contact to the secondary oocyte, these sperms, they will bind to this spermatophilic site. Now, for that we will discuss what is anti-fertilizing. These anti-fertilizings, these are also the chemicals. These are the chemicals produced by sperm. These are the chemicals which are produced by the sperm, and due to which what happened, the sperms are being identified by the ovum. That means this fertilizing anti-fertilization reaction is a type of the interaction by which the ovum can recognize the male gamete of its own species. So if it is of the same species, it can accept, rather it can reject. So these are the sites, that is the spermatophilic sites. So when the sperm reaches up to here, because of the presence of few molecules of the fertilization as well as the few sites of the sperm binding sites, out of the hundreds of the sperms, only few of the sperms, they are able to get combined with the spermatophilic sites. So what is the significance of this fertilizing anti-fertilizing complex or the reaction? The first significance here is that the first significance is it maintains the uniqueness of the species. It maintains uniqueness of a species. And the second important significance is it helps to reduce the number of sperms. In the beginning we have seen that the number of the sperms released are 200 to 300 millions of it, and most of them they get degenerate, and only out of that the hundreds of them are able to reach. Now because of the presence of few fertilization molecules on the layer of the egg or the ovum, only few sperms, that means 10 to 15 sperms, are able to bind with this site. So this is the second step, that is the fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction which forms the complex. Now the third step is, the third step that we have to discuss is the release of sperm lysins. Release of sperm lysins. As the sperm reaches up to the layer of the female gamete, that is the ovum or the secondary oocyte, and we have already discussed that the sperm has become functional active because of the dissolvence of the membrane of the acrosome, and the membrane of the acrosome become thinner. So when it forms a contact or the interaction with the fertilization anti-fertilization, as a result of this, the acrosome part of the sperm releases a number of enzymes which are known as the sperm lysins, and they are being released by acrosome of the sperm. The name of the enzymes which are released by the acrosome of the sperms are, as three types of the enzymes are being released. The first one is the corona penetrating enzyme. So corona penetrating enzyme. The name of the second enzyme is hyaluronidase. So this is the second enzyme, hyaluronidase. And the third enzyme that we have to discuss is the zona lysine, or it is also known as acrosine. So these are the three enzymes released by the acrosome. Now the role of the corona penetrating enzyme is to digest the layer of corona radiata. It digests the layer of the corona radiata. Here we can see this diagram. If it is the membrane of the secondary oocyte, then above it, if it is the zona pellucida layer, then above to it the layer of the corona radiata is present, which consists of the number of the cells. So with the help of the corona penetrating enzymes, which are released from the acrosome part of the sperm, it start digesting the cells of the corona radiata. We have to keep in mind that these cells of the corona radiata, they are bind together with the help of the glue-like structure. That means if these are the cells, these cells are bind with the help of the glue-like structure that is known as hyaluronic acid. So they are combined with the help of hyaluronic acid. Now the first enzyme digests the cells of the corona radiata. The second enzyme, that is the hyaluronidase, its role is to digest the hyaluronic acid. It will digest the glue-like structure which has bind the cells of the corona radiata. And the third enzyme is the zona lysine or the acrosine, whose role is to digest the zona pellucida layer. So these are the three enzymes which are released from the acrosomal region of the sperm and they are performing different roles. Hence, as a result of this, the membrane of the sperm or the membrane or the layer of the egg, it becomes thinner, and this male gamete, it reaches up to this region, and because of the action of these three enzymes, the next step will take place, and the fourth step that we have to discuss is the formation of the receptor cone or the fertilization cone, the formation of reception or the fertilization cone. The first step that we have to discuss here is arrival of the sperm. Second is the fertilization anti-fertilization reaction. Third one is the release of the sperm lysine, and the fourth one is the formation of the receptor or the fertilization cone. As we have discussed that when the male gamete reaches and come in contact to the secondary oocyte, at that time, because of the type of the interaction between these, now what happened, there is a formation of a cone-like structure in the white line membrane of the egg or the ovum, and this cone-like structure is known as the fertilization cone or the reception cone. So whenever the sperm comes in contact with the egg or the ovum, the formation of the fertilization cone takes place. And what is the significance of it, that we will discuss. This fertilization cone, it will not allow the entry of the rest of the male gamete into it. And the formation of this fertilization cone is, or we can say, that as soon as the male gamete interact with the female gamete, now it triggers the next event inside the female gamete. Already we have discussed that the female gamete was itself in the secondary oocyte condition, so the meiotic division will takes place. So in the next video we will discuss the rest of the events. Thank you.